Hello everyone, it's Haysie. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to have an episode of the Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge for you guys, and I'm really excited to get back into playing. I believe I have my save file pretty much squared away. I may have a few older mods here and there, but for the most part I have found all the big ones that need to be updated, and I'm really excited to get into play. So this intro is going to be a little bit long, so I'm going to do my I'm going to do my best to put a timestamp either on the screen or in the description box below for when we jump into actual gameplay. The intro is really important because I've had an influx of people to my channel enjoying the Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge, which has kind of put me back into playing it again, which I've been wanting to play. But as you guys know, at the beginning of the year, my dad died, and then I had thing after thing after thing piling up over the last 6 months, and I really needed to focus on my home life. And I really hadn't spent that much time in being able to play important to my channel, but I'm really excited to be back and doing that, guys, because I've missed it so much. I love storytelling. As you guys know, I'm long-winded and I love a good story. My Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge is based where I follow most of the rules of the Morbid Ultimate Decades Challenge here. I just have my own rules that I add in to make it a little bit more extreme. So I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about how I play in the beginning, just so if anyone is new, you're wondering like why mine's a little bit different than anyone else's, that'll be why. So we'll call this kind of like a recap. On my channel, I have a recap of the first 10 years that I played from 1300. Actually, I think I started in 1299 or 1298 or something. And then to 1310, when I finished that year, I did a recap after the 10th year because I wasn't sure if you do it like before or after. So that's how I did it. And then I think I started in 1311, I think is where I currently am in the challenge. I really haven't made it past that because shortly after I got to that point, my dad died. So without further ado, let's get into talking about this. Okay, so let's get into talking about this. This is the copy of the Morbid Gamers Ultimate Decades Challenge. It goes from the years 1300 to 2020, and it's based on European history. I don't want to play historically accurate because I enjoy fantasy. I enjoy storytelling and I enjoy fantasy, and this is The Sims, and it's not the world, it's not England, it's not America, it's the Sims world. They have vampires, they have witches, they have spellcasters, you can love anybody, and it's not like something that was socially, different. So I've decided to modify the aspect of my gameplay to reflect the fun and spunkiness that is The Sims and keep that little quirky aspect so it's not just as dark as medieval. Like, mind you, my story play, we have death. There's lots of death in The Sims, but I just kind of wanted to keep it like my own fantasy realm. That's the best way to say it. So I have a timeline. I actually found out shortly after that I was using it wrong, but I'm going to have to keep using it the way I use it, because at the end of the day, I already have a rhythm. It tells you how like the marriages work. I do follow this. So when our heir is old enough to get married, they get married. And then we pass the torch on to the next generation. You also have side households. We're following those for now. So illness and events, there is some historical illness and events that we will be playing through, like the Black Plague and stuff like that in our timeline, but they'll be adjusted because either I want them longer or separated. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's like the Black Plague and a famine at the same time, which I get that, but I kind of want to play it like one of them starts, and as it's getting better, the other one is starting. Kind of, instead of like, oh, we just have one rough week in The Sims, I kind of want to make it a little harder. So those are like the little extreme adjustments that I'm doing. I don't know if any of that makes sense. You guys will see as I play. I establish the rules before I play, and if we come up with a situation where I'm like, oh, I don't have a rule for this, we'll decide in that moment. I'll make a note on it in my notes, and then that will be the rule on it going forward. So I hope that makes sense. There is a family tree you can use. I did have one on my phone on an app, a family tree app, and I lost it. So luckily we're still in Gen 1, and I can go back and do my best to remake it. We will not have all the children who could have been, unfortunately, but in the future I do. On Gen 2, I plan on saving copies of every child who doesn't age up or who passes away of some kind of illness or whatever. I'm going to have them saved, so at the end of the decade we can like go through and like what would they have been or who they would have looked like or whatever. I thought that would be really fun. Another simmer I follow called Sleepytime Simmers does that, or something like that. They are fantastic. If you want to check them out, I will tag them in the comments. I really enjoy them. They have such a soothing voice, and I just really love their story content. It's so fun. So I'll put that here. And but I never accumulated a lot of money. And when I felt like the family was accumulating too much money, I would make them spend it, or it be a tax or something like that. Because I just felt like first generation, I shouldn't be like accumulating a lot of wealth. Even though in my story, like I said, they were gifted land that they have to work and pay for, blah, 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 blah. They still, like, the land itself is a gift for the first generation. And I don't think that they should also accumulate a lot of wealth. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I actually have notes now too. So when I play the year, whenever I do the summary, it won't be as hard as it was the first time I did it, because that was rough. What I was saying, my random acts of life, there is livestock animal, on an even year, I can roll a dice, and if we get something below 16, we find a live animal. Kidnapping, gift money, or most needed item on the solstice. You get to roll a gift and see if people get a needed item or whatever. A spouse cheating, female to male only. This is one of my favorite ones. Every arranged marriage. So if it's not a love match, or if, as you guys know, I am playing with the soulmates mod. If it's not a love match or a soulmate like bond, they have the risk if a female marries a male, because it says female to male only. In an arranged marriage, the male may cheat. We have to roll a d20, and if we get 6, 2, or 9, there is a chance that she will be cheated on at least once in the marriage. I just thought it would be really realistic for this time period. And I might even do an odds for male to female cheating. I just think the odd would be lower. So if you guys want to see me add that, let me know. Send kids to a better life. I also like this one. I thought this one was very interesting aspect to think about in a peasant type world. If you have more than 4 kids in your main household, so it has to be our main household for our heirs. If they have more than 4 kids, you have to roll on the 5th kid to be possibly sent away to a better life, as in you have too many mouths to feed. So they could possibly be a servant in a noble household. They could go off to be a fisherman, whatever makes sense for storytelling. So that's kind of what I thought would be interesting. We have a robbery. I think that actually happened to us. A violent attack is an option that could happen. And then lost to a vampire or werewolf. I really love this one. This one's a really rare chance, but I just like the idea of incorporating it because I love the quirkiness of Sims, and I wanted to include that. It says, roll a d20. There's only one chance if it happens if you get number 13. Fall equinox for a third-born daughter as a teen. So it is really rare that might even happen. So it could also, if your child, passes in the sim, and it's like technically this is the 5th born daughter, but she's the 3rd one living in the house as a teen, that's fine. And I might even change it to like not the main daughter. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like maybe the 2nd daughter or whatever. I don't know. This is just an idea I had. Make it happen just for a daughter. We just roll the chance to see if it happens, because it is 1 out of 20. So I haven't updated this gray part yet, but this is the more accurate information. So Jedediah is still legally married to Tamara Gilmore, who is Halya's sister. So the 2 brothers married 2 sisters from another family. They're from different families, just so you guys know. He also had an affair with Emma Brewer. That's why she's on here. And they had a child called Cadian in 1309. But Jedediah and Tamara have had Riker, Michael, Gemma, Morgan, Lancelot, and Nimue. Their living children are Gemma, Morgan, Lancelot, and Nimue. Tamara is with Nimue, and right now Gemma, Morgan, and Lancelot are with Jedediah. So just so you guys know, he took the kids and left, starting a fire in the house that killed his heir, Riker. He does not know Riker is dead. And Tamara, for the longest time, didn't even know that Jedediah took the kids. She didn't know what happened to the kids that they were missing. And Cadian is alive and well, being taken care of Emma and her husband. He has decided to adopt her after he publicly shamed Emma for cheating on him. So yeah, here's our notes on that. Tamara miscarried in 1302. They decided to have a break for having kids. So in 1307, Jedediah moves out to Tavern after an affair. Nimue is born. Jedediah takes the kids, burns down the house. Cadian is a spellcaster. Oh yeah, his last child is a spellcaster, and that's something we wanted to note. The other side house we have is Connor. His first wife, Ellen, died in a really dramatic episode. When I go back and watch it, it makes me really emotional. They had Ashton and Christine. Ellen did die in childbirth, but both of the twins survived. But every time Ashton, which is their son, every time they roll, he is so close to death. It's kind of crazy. So I have so Ashton always rolls a number right next to the death number. So I'm either going to put that either he has a morbid interest in death, maybe he could be a mortician when he grows up or something like that, or maybe an assassin, or maybe he's sickly. So whenever we develop his story, that's just a little note I made. He many years later fell in love with Ophelia at the church he was remodeling, and they had Eric and Elijah, and I think they're pregnant, but I'm not sure. But it was really sweet. And I did note that Christine's ghost was attached. Ellen's ghost is attached to Christine, their daughter. She used to like take care of her a lot and stuff like that before they moved away to the castle. So that was something I noted for storytelling. This is my family mess. I'm really upset because I didn't know when you download the Ultimate Decade thing down here. I've never used Google Notes. They already have like this amazing form for you to use for like each family generation. I can't use it though because of the fact that I already messed up. The family tree, I am going to update this, but I'm only going to do it for the heirs. I'm not going to do the side households because that would just be too much. They have all this amazing things. This I will use, and this I will use, but I probably won't use this. So if you do play, they have already set all this up for you. I was just a dummy and thought it was only this page. I did not notice that it also had a family tree, so I made my own. And I made it work for me. My family tree, this is the founding family, as you guys know, like if you've went back and watched. Founding family is essentially the family that our heirs come from. So I used that to kind of role play to figure out how I was going to play this game. So I made a dad and a mom, and they had kids. Jacob is our heir, and then I made another dad and a mom, and they had kids, and Halia is the one who married our heir. So this is where they are right here. Jacob and Halia got married. And then they had Frederick, Alice, Evelyn, Anthony, Christian, Caesar, Francis, Abraham, Gwendolyn, Arthur, Eddard, and Davos. And they lost a lot of pregnancies. So they lost Alice, Evelyn, Anthony, Christian, Caesar, and then Abraham. I think some of these made it to toddlerhood and childhood before they died. Because I know Caesar is Francis's twin, and I think Frederick had a twin as well. Oh, no, I listed twins right here. So Alice and Evelyn were twins, Anthony and Christian were twins, and Caesar and Francis are twins, but Caesar did pass away after 1310. So that was really sad. So their living children are Frederick, Francis, Gwendolyn, Arthur, Eddard, and Davos. So they have quite a bit of kids. I don't think we will be going into our side households, but you really never know. So you really never know because of the timeline. This was our first decade, every event that happened. We are currently in the year 1311. I'm going to zoom in. So we're on the last day of 1311. On the last episode, Tamara asked Duke to hunt for her kids. and Jedediah, and then Calvin makes the bargain for true love. So Calvin does hunt for them because the Duke just couldn't exhaust the resources, but he did say that he would spread word. So the local Duke who kind of runs the town. So what I do is if the year's already happened, I change the colors to be gray. So I change the colors, you know, as the years happen. If it's yellow, that's the year we're in. That way, when I have it on my second screen, I can pop over and check. And nothing is supposed to happen except for the plague is coming via the ships in 1313. That is something I added because I wanted to lead up to 1315, which was yeah, so it says in 1315 the Great Famine happens. So the way I am showing that is in 1313 the plague comes, and then in 1315 the famine will happen. So we're about to go into some very tumultuous years. And as you guys know, I have like an occult thing happening and a war is brewing and things are just not looking right. That's kind of where we are. I do understand that that was long-winded, but I feel like it was very important. So I'm going to get into gameplay and you guys can, so I'm going to get into gameplay as it's, I know that was really long-winded, but I felt like it was really needed. And I hope that helped you guys know where we are and what we are doing in our Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge. Thursday, the year is 1311 and it's 122. So Tomorrow had just asked Calvin to go on a quest to find her children, essentially, once the rumors have been confirmed. Oh my goodness, a wild rabbit. Okay, so not sure if that would be Gemma's thing. You guys know Gemma's a little spicy, and some people were like wondering if it was based on her sexuality that she felt different. In my universe, sexuality doesn't matter. Everybody loves everybody. Everybody accepts everybody. While there may be some judgmental and hateful characters, it is natural in this world to love one another. So that's not why she would feel different, because she wouldn't think there's something wrong with that to feel different about. My whole thing with Gemma is, as you guys know, Jedediah, guys, I'm so sorry I'm talking so much, but I'm a storyteller. So anyways, Jedediah, let's get this man. Yeah, you can like pets. Okay, so let's get this man over here. Jedediah is the #1 F up king. He's a loser. He's a big loser. He wanted sons so badly that Tamara, when she got pregnant after her miscarriage and had Gemma, she just kind of resented her daughter because she was like, this life is so hard, like, you know, this man wants me to crank out sons, and she didn't want her daughter to kind of feel that too. So it took her a long time to bond with Gemma because she had experienced pregnancy loss before Gemma. So Gemma had a rough bonding with her mother and her dad always wanting a son, but Gemma is kind of gonna be like a female Robin Hood. That is the direction I'm going with Gemma. If you guys haven't noticed, the family that joined them is last name's called Merriman. They're kind of like the parents of Robin Hood, essentially. So this is John Merriman. He has kind of become dad #2 to this gang of misfits who ran away with their dad. So we have Gemma Alder from our side household. This is John's son, Eliza. This is Lancelot, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he found them camping, and he just was like, these people are not going to survive without me, so I'm here to help. So yeah, Jedediah is struggling to keep everyone alive, basically, and if it wasn't for John, they would not be alive. Like, it's been almost a whole year since all this fire and stuff happened, and Jedediah is still worse for wear. These guys are essentially like the Merrymen. They go off. Okay, there's something going on over there. Maybe Robin falls in love with Morgan. Maybe. Unfortunately, we're going to have NPCs out of costume. So yeah, I just wanted to check in with Jedediah and just show you guys, like, the kids are kind of learning skills. Lancelot and so Mr. John is teaching Lancelot how to use the sword. He's taught his daughter and Gemma how to use the bow. Morgan really hasn't been one for entertaining that kind of defense. So she helps with the cooking, the fishing. She's really good. She's really good with the nets. We know she can sew, crochet, thanks to her mother. And she also helps with charming people because they kind of are scoundrels. They will try to rob the rich to feed the poor, and right now they are the poor. So that's kind of the conversations we're having. Robin and Morgan are talking, but they're not getting along. Well, their confidence is going up, so I don't know. But Robin and Gemma have a great relationship. Jedediah and Lancelot cannot stop cracking up. So I guess Lancelot is really close to his dad. I think he's like, look, this is our dad. This is who he is. You know, we can't help it. So I think he just thinks his dad is kind of a funny joke and not like a, maybe Morgan has a crush on Robin and Robin is like, no, like, I don't really like, you know, you like that. I think Robin is really into Gemma. So it says, witness to bully, step in for your friends. Yeah, I really think, oh, and that was John giving Lancelot advice. John is very much paternal with these kids. He really loves them. He wants them to live a better life than they did. As I told you guys, John's wife died in another village, and they, you know, he's a single dad, so he kind of thinks Jedediah's experienced the same thing. He doesn't know Jedediah is like a scoundrel who starts fires whenever he doesn't get his way, but they're all just having a good time. And that makes me so happy. Oh, look at Gemma working on things with her dad. I think, you know, I think at the end of the day, Gemma wanted this experience. She wanted to explore, and she is really grateful to kind of get to be her own woman and not have to fit into society's rules, which is something her mom was really worried about, which is why. So I thought you guys would enjoy to see what is going on with essentially the Merrymen. I haven't really got to play them and explore with them because we have a timeline to live on with our main household to get stuff there. But if you guys don't recognize the area, Jedediah, they are in the cottage living world. I forget what it's called because it's been a minute, but I kind of want to move our family out here from the Windenburg town. I think we named our town New Avalon, or not New Avalon. I think we named our country Avalon. So I want to be like, that is like the main city. The Windenburg essentially world is the main city and the port and the castle. And then outside of that region would be still in the kingdom is Henford on Bagley, which I will call something else. It's still in Avalon. It's just not in the city of Avalon. And then outside of that would be Glimmerbrook. So Glimmerbrook is the edge of the kingdom. So I'll draw you guys a little map. That's how I'm playing it. And then anywhere else is outside of the kingdom. So those three worlds are inside of this kingdom because I feel like they all go along. I'm going to have Gemma harvest some plants around here. I feel like the kids would be playing in these ruins together, exploring this like countryside because they are safer. They feel like they're away from like any famine, diseases, and any of that big bad stuff. Oh no, it looks like Jedediah has decided to supervise. I don't really trust him. He needs to go and learn how to fish or something. Yeah, I don't really trust Jedediah. So it looks like this peasant stole a crown. I like to think like pirates are kind of like, they like to hang out here. This is like the countryside where all the wild people are. You guys see what I see? I don't know if you do. I'm going to take you over to Jedediah, practicing his singing and his guitar. We know he is literally no good. Zoopla Blark. Yeah, you're not getting anywhere with that. I think he's trying to charm the animals. What's going on with Gemma? Oh, her feelings are hurt. Oh, I think her brother is hurting her feelings. Maybe she misses her mom. Oh, one of the girls does not feel smart enough. I think her dad would definitely be like, you know, just keep working on it. You are so smart and clever. Yeah, her dad is just, oh, maybe they're they're trying to identify plants that are safe to eat. And unfortunately, Unfortunately, Eliza thought nightshade was safe to eat, and the dad's like, oh, no, that's one of the ones we want to avoid. So he is really good at like being a nature wilderness, you know, explorer, essentially. Now that we've checked on Jedediah and the kids, we're going to pop back into, I think we're going to pop into, I'm trying to decide, do you guys want to go to the king's house, the prince's house, the Goth's house, or do we want to go to our main house? We have so many houses. Let me show you guys. So the way I'm playing it is our main kingdom is in Windenburg, wherever that is. Where's Windenburg? So our main kingdom is in Windenburg. Outside of our kingdom, like our castle, is the countryside, which is Hemford on Bagley. And then there's the Enchanted Forest, which is Glimmerbrook, like the little town before the Enchanted Forest. That's how we're playing that. The other kingdoms that are connected will be like Brindleton Bay and okay, so we can either check in on the king and queen. I might have to do that in the next episode. We have Connor and their family. I think Connor is supposed to be moving out and like building his own house. We have the main Alder household going on, the Gilmore household where Calvin, so we just focused on Calvin and Tamara in the last episode, so I don't think we're going to check in on them. We have the Goth episode, the Goth family, but I think we're going to wait until they become teens to bring the Goths back into that, because as we know, they're just kind of like right now trying to figure out what's going on magically. So we might do a check-in in an episode or two. The prince, so we're going to check in on the prince because we know he is trying for a male heir, and we know he's kind of vicious, and he may be an accomplice to that white witch that came in and killed the Goth son. What is his name? Lord Mortimer's son. What was his name? Oh my gosh, if you guys remember his name, leave it in the comments. I don't know if you guys remember that witch's battle. Yeah, so the prince is still a teen. He is going to have to age up soon as well. It looks like the king has come to check in on them at their house, and they are awkwardly holding their children. I love that glitch for me. Their relationship is absolutely trash. He treats her so badly. Look at his stank face. What's the prince's name? Prince James. So Prince James treats Prince Josephine like crap. She is from another kingdom. She's from the like a kingdom not too far away. You know, they would be his king's resources. They've moved into the house that the princess lived in with her. The prince moved away. Their daughters' names are Pavetta and Honora. I think that's how you say it, is Honora. I saw that name and I really thought it was pretty, but I am terrible at pronunciation, so you guys will have to forgive me. But he is not very happy. He has daughters, so we're gonna try again so they can try for children. We'll try to get the princess pregnant one more time. So we have the prince here talking and trying to bond with his children, which I guess is an effort, but look, the princess is literally not having it. She's just like, I think so. The princess is in communication with her family, and they have sent a letter to the king, which is why he was outside earlier. So they got married for a kingdom allegiance, so it really matters. So they have to try for an heir again, and he has to work on his relationship with Josephine right now. Josephine is very strong and independent, but she is scared of the prince because at the end of the day, she is meant to just give him babies, and while her kingdom will protect her, it will only go so far because they're only protecting their investment in this kingdom. I think I said Moria. I think I made up a kingdom called Moria. So they're going to, they're going to woohoo and try for another heir, and hopefully that will work out for them. I am going to have her take a pregnancy test just so we're aware if she's pregnant, and then we'll leave. Hopefully she is, for his sake. No protection was used, so there's a good chance that they're pregnant. Yes, they have a bathroom in this house. As you guys know, the prince has been dabbling in magic with the evil sorceress. I'm gonna have to go back and figure out what I called their magic. But he has been dabbling in magic. Okay, Josephine is pregnant. She is also sweaty and gross. Pregnancy freaking out. So Josephine did end up being pregnant, but she is freaking out about it because She is not sure what she's going to have, and that is honestly going to be a nightmare for her if it is another girl. I'm gonna peek for you guys because we just need to know. She's pregnant with a male. So I'm gonna put this down in my notes, and we're gonna come back and check in 3 sim days. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna come back and check on Sunday to see if they survive, because I am rolling for them, or maybe I'm not. Should I roll? We're gonna roll for them. Since we made this happen, we're gonna roll for them. It didn't happen organically, so they don't get to keep it. We're rolling. All right, so I'm gonna put it down in my notes. Roll for princess and baby. Okay, so that's in the notes. Okay, so that's a little insight on how I play. All right, so we got that going for them. Let's go to our main household and check in on the main family. All right, guys, we are still wrapping up Thursday of... I feel like each day is an entire episode. When I try to do an episode for a year, it's just not happening because we have so many side stories going on. But I really love medieval gameplay, and I'm really into all that. So, you guys, I feel like no one is going to watch this because I just am so long-winded. I don't know where our children are, and I don't know why they're not home. Can we go home? Okay, here is our daddy, Jacob. He is looking so good. I think I told you guys that he's like based off my husband, so I just think he's like the most handsome sim I've ever made. And Halia, if you can't tell, is based off of me. I've never played Sims based off of us, why did I choose to do that for the Extreme Ultimate Decade Challenge? I don't know. We've been through so much heartbreak, but at least they're madly in love. It's 11:20. We need to go to bed. Whoa. We have a child on the way. Okay, I didn't know. I'm out of date. So she already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 living children, 6, 7. So this is the last sim that will fit in the household. That's fine because we're about to go through some crap, and I don't know if we're gonna have all these living children. I hate to break it to you guys. Let's put Edard to bed. Then let's go to bed ourselves. Oh, is Dad doing that? He's such an active parent on his own. He will never comply to traditional gender roles, which is great. Obviously, it's really great. But for this time period, obviously, they would be working a lot more in the field. And, you know, she would be doing the more household things and managing the kids. So I think it's really funny that he does it. Pick your baby up. They finally got their first daughter, by the way, baby Gwendolyn. I don't know what she's wearing. And look at everyone in cast because I miss our main household and I love them because they are my sim fantasy family. All right, so we have our baby Arthur. He's so handsome. I don't know if... I know he's going to be a big part of the story if he survives, and I haven't decided if I'm going to like make sure he survives. This is Frederick. He just lost his twin brother, Caesar. This is Gwendolyn, their first living daughter. I think she is Arthur's twin. I'm so sorry. I struggle saying the name Arthur. I have to really think about it, and I'm so sorry about that. I know it's annoying to some people. Okay, that's better. I just wanted to make sure her winter outfit was up to par. This is Francis. He's currently their heir, if I'm not mistaken. Or, no, Frederick's their heir. I'm so sorry. I got them confused. Francis, I don't know why they're out of order down here, but Francis is the twin. So he just lost his brother, and he has the loner trait, which makes sense because he feels lonely in this world where he no longer has his twin. And baby Edard, unfortunately, just lost his twin. That is right. So yeah, twins run in this family, but they don't often survive. We have a pregnant Halia, and I am going to lose my mind if she dies this pregnancy. I do not want her to get pregnant anymore. I might update her wardrobe. Maybe she'll just have like a nicer embroidered version of the same thing because her sister, yeah, that makes sense. Her sister does, you know, embroideries, tapestries. She's actually really made a name for herself as a busy single working mother, even though she's not single. She basically is. As you guys know, she's trying to petition Jedediah, the king, for a divorce from Jedediah. And her and Calvin are true loves. So all the tea. I hope I'm not making you guys so entirely confused. I'm gonna have to edit this to make sure all these stories line up and you guys are not confused with what's going on. All right, let's put Edar to sleep. Go to sleep, stinky baby. I definitely think she's gonna be tucking in all her kids and just giving them the love that they need. Halia has been through so much, as you guys know. It's just been really sad. Halia makes candles and she paints too, so yeah, she does so much for the family. Their little farm is doing pretty well. Their house has grown where they have private bedrooms. They're not sleeping together. They have like a little cooking area. I know my layout is weird, but this is the main house and they've added on to it basically. Okay, so now since it's, oh no, Friday. Okay, so it's the last day of 1311. You guys are finally going to get the rest of this year in this episode. We don't really have anything happening today. Nobody's birthday. Oh, still an odd year. I have no rolls. Autumn, spring, equinox. Oh yeah, let's check our calendar. See what events do we have coming up. Oh, God. In all my sadness, Caesar, our baby Caesar, our ghost baby Caesar. Oh, I kind of want her to... Oh, I want her to talk to him. Go talk to Caesar. Come talk to ghost baby Caesar. Oh my goodness. Caesar, we put Caesar next to, with all our family, with Frederick. Oh yeah, Frederick is the name of Jacob's brother. That's why we use the name. We don't have the tombstone for all of our missing children, unfortunately. She lost some in pregnancy and they didn't get tombstones. Oh my gosh. Well, I didn't have Halia loving on her ghost baby in my 1311 bingo card. Oh, it's so sad. Talk about her talk about the siblings. Say that your siblings they're doing okay. I'm so sorry that, you passed away. I think he passed away from illness, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think he got sick and he passed away. It was like a rough winter, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's so sad.
Oh, Conchibo Lava.
Poor baby. Yeah, he is Francis's twin, so that's so sad. So we're gonna send Halia to sleep, and then she's gonna have to get up soon to start the day. Oh, looks like she painted something. We'll put it in the inventory and take it to market. Oh my gosh, not baby Caesar checking on he's crying over his brother, guys. He woke up his twin brother and he's crying over him. Oh, my sadness. Oh gosh, guys, I have chills. Oh, I'm going to have Francis tell his brother that you're my favorite and I'll always love you. Oh, they have this haunted house. I'm so sad.
The favorite.
You're my favorite. I'll love you forever, brother. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm so emotional about this. For as long as Caesar will stay around, I know Francis will always reach out to his spirit if he never moves on. I know Francis will not leave his spirit hanging because their spirits are connected. I'm so emotional, guys. This is... I was just gonna let them sleep and fast forward, but I think we all need this moment because Francis' death was super emotional. They're just hugging over and over, and I'm not mad about it. I think they need that. They missed each other so much. I'm also hoping when I move lots, it'll get rid of this bouncy thing that happens. Watch. That little bouncy thing. I'm hoping when I move lots, it'll help, because my goal is to, even though I wanted to play on this lot forever, it's just so glitched. So it is almost 5 a.m. Mom is going to wake up. Kids, you guys cannot do that. You can take care of other needs, but we are not doing the food. That is not your responsibility. I'm not really sure if the chores I can get them started on, but they do need to be doing chores. So clean shed, refill shed, and then call Mary over. That's the name of their cow. That is what He needs to work on getting used to farming and talking to the plants. So we'll have him work on that. Oh, he could have done the chickens. That's okay. Jacob is awake. Oh, he wants to take care of the baby. We'll let Jacob do that, and then we will... Oh, the ghost baby's happy now. Yeah, we'll let Jacob take care of baby Edard. Sorry, guys. Names are going to get me really bad. I got to quit hunching over. Anyways, we'll let Jacob take care of baby Edard since he wants to. Yeah, since Jacob wants to be such a doting father, we will always allow him to be. He is just so kind. So Halia needs to wake up. I know she is pregnant, but she needs to wake up and feed the family. I think this is the cover photo for this week's episode, or this day's episode. Gosh, Jacob, he aged like fine wine. Let's pretend that's not happening. I'll let him do it, but let's pretend it's not happening. Okay. We'll let Halia eat the leftovers, and then she needs to get something started. Yeah, let's warm ourselves. It's a cold morning. Let's cook broth. We'll do porridge. We'll do a party size because our family is huge. And then she'll need to use the restroom after that. Okay, so now it's harvest day. We have to harvest. So I'm going to work on, let's evolve one more time. Anything that needs to be evolved. And let's harvest because we're doing great. It's kind of thriving, and I love that for us. Yeah, all his sons are doing great. This is Connor's family. This is Jedediah's family. Looks like Cadian is grown up a little bit. Yeah, that's the one they lost. Oh, so sad. And they lost. This is how I know they lost. Halia's brother's name is Pascal. That's right. And Cormac, their little brother, died. That's right. Okay, and Tamara. Okay. So Pascal is supposed to be teaching one of the sons mining, but I can't remember who. I'm so sorry, guys. And then after he harvests, they're going to milk. And then we will do the... So the new year is Saturday. We will do the market on Saturday and sell our goods from the previous season. As you guys know, they have to give some of their crops to pay for the land to the local lord. And then they go to market once a season. They either go to town or to the castle. They're invited to go. This little garden is only for the family to have items. So Halia gets to harvest these items for the family. I mean, we have stinky babies, but during this time period, of course, we would have stinky babies. It's not something I'm going to be obsessing over. Frederick, since he's the heir, we're going to get him to milk the cow. I do know Halia grew up as a fisherman's daughter, and she tried to teach, I think, Frederick to fish. He hated it. So we're going to say that maybe Francis got into fishing. We'll have him gather some water and then go fishing. I love this little pond I built. I was very sad when I had to adjust there. So we're going to grab wild honey to make some mead. We're going to harvest our lemons. I think we have a few fruit trees out here that we can harvest. And if you guys remember, I said there was a sword in the stone over here. That's still over here and existing. Oh no! So Francis also hates fishing. So that didn't transfer over to the family. We're going to say 25% of the crops go to the Lord. I'm selling it, but I'm going to take that money away. A rabbit pie from a rabbit animal. So we're going to make a rabbit pie for everybody. And that's what we'll do for breakfast. She'll need to use the restroom soon. Now that it's officially 13:05, I'm going to pull back out my calendar. So the first thing I do is turn the font to white, and then I fill it to be gray. And then I turn the font to white. And then I draw lines through everything so I know it's done. So we're in our new year, and we're going to turn that to bright yellow so I know where I am. All right, everybody, that'll be everything for this episode today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I hope you look forward to the next one. See you soon. Bye.